everyone has been involved in some form of interfamilial fighting, whether it's Oedipus type or some other one. There could be maybe a blow up at Thanksgiving, some kind of political differences.
Oh my God.
Or after the drama, the irritated parties could just ignore each other for a few years until the whole thing blows over. That's usually what happens. People just pretend like they don't exist. Well, that's how you'd expect people to do it. We live in 2024, the year of our Lord, and what historians may very well call the height of the digital age, the pinnacle of humanity as we know it. This rapid advancement of technology has led to many great things, like anime and taco casa.
But it's crunchy-licious.
Today we have a video of an influencer daughter exposing her influencer father in a turn of events that I quite literally have never seen or could have never predicted I would see coming. I mean, this is insane. This is some absurd shit. We're used to people airing out drama, internet beef, Twitter between, you know, idiotic crypto scammers, kick streamers, whatever you want to say. It's pretty common for there to be beef aired out, but not usually daughter and father. The story starts with Maddie Hart, a TikToker with 71,000 million followers. We'll get to that in a little bit. Maddie uploaded a TikTok with a caption in the thumbnail teasing that she has quite the story to tell about her daddy issues. Story time, daddy issues. Please don't bury him, by the way. 5 million views. That's a lot of views. That's a shit ton of views, actually. She begins this video by asking the audience to tell their stories about trauma they have, but it has to be funny trauma though. Joking, tongue-in-cheek, facetious trauma.
What's a piece of trauma that you have that's funny? It has to actually be funny. I'll go first.
Maddie then goes on to tell her dramatic story from her perspective of her dad abandoning her and her 3 siblings. Also, their mom to become an amateur breakdancer. An amateur breakdancer?
My dad abandoned my family when I was 5 years old. That is a wife and 4 kids. He abandoned us and then pursued amateur breakdancing. And he got really good. He like blew up. Like he became like a D-list celebrity status, like viral breakdancer. He became like the oldest actively competing breakdancer in the world.
Her father's name is Ben Hart, Maddie Hart's father. And his breakdancing persona is Benihana.
Here's Benihana teaching my sister from Paris. She's learning quick.
He performed on Good Morning America, and he also competed in the USA National Breakdancing Championship. The fact that this is all legit makes my mind explode and interweave with a very tapestry of the universal existence we're all a part of. The immutable tapestry of existence. And he moves pretty damn good. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not sure whose side I'm on. Notice in the championship clip, old Benihana is wearing a nice bright yellow Bitcoin shirt. That's because Ben is quite literally a crypto bro.
Hi, this is Ben Hart for BitcoinInstitute.net.
He is a crypto influencer on Twitter, I think. Maddie continues to go on and tell the story from her perspective. She raves about her father's breakdancing skills and how he became a D-list celebrity. She seems sort of begrudgingly proud of him. I don't know, she gives it up, it seems like. But at the same time, she says that he wouldn't pay for her medical bills, which is a big L if you're a father, I think.
And he got on Good Morning America and talk shows, and Washington Post wrote about him, and he went super viral, and he did all these interviews, and he danced with Paula Abdul. This guy wouldn't pay my medical bills.
Especially a crypto bro father.
I'm going to talk to you today about why Bitcoin is much more secure than Fort Knox.
Nobody reps crypto unless they're rich. If you're wearing a Bitcoin shirt and you don't have like $700,000 in Bitcoin that you made in 2013 from a $5 investment, you're stupid.
Sour.gg is back in stock, okay? We were supposed to do it yesterday, but I had to put up another video, and that video accidentally, Tara fucked it up. She fucked it up royally. It is like cut short and it's really bad, so please forgive me, but also Sour Boys is good to go now. Go to sour.gg and buy some candy, okay? There's a few flavors in there. There's a secret new flavor coming up. It's called Love Bomb. It's cherry mango. We'll have some on the site, just a few. Anyways, thank you to Sour Boys for sponsoring this video. I'm not sure if I have to do that because it's my own company.
You have to.
Do I?
Yes.
Thank you to Sour Boys for sponsoring this video, even though I own the company. Anyways, yeah, go to sour.gg.
Like I said, she does begrudgingly give it up for Benihana's skills, which is funny to see, honestly. His breakdancing prowess is legendary, even if it cost him a family.
The worst part, damn it, he's good. like that. It's like impossible. It's beautiful.
She then goes on to tell her TikTok viewers that her dad left her, basically. And this is, the viewers at this point are far beyond her followers. There's 5 million views, 822,000 likes. That's a crazy like to view ratio.
He may not have paid for some of my medical bills growing up, but he did give me this breakdancing merchandise. So that's him. He's on his head. Benihana is his b-boy name because his name is Ben Hart.
Hi, Maddie. Lost track of the date. Happy birthday? I hope you are doing well. Love, Dad. Here was my effort in the Breaking Olympics qualifier on Sat in Minneapolis. It's a very fucking hilarious idea and something that's funny to just postulate in your mind. That's so absurd. He left to do what? So some people may question the credibility of this story. I do not, because I just immediately believe everything that I see and hear and read on the internet. But she backs up the story with some credibility by showcasing his epic Benihana dancing clips, as well as the texts that we mentioned.
You know, I'll get texts like this, happy birthday, ? And then like links to his breakdancing video.
So, I wonder what would happen if this story were to reach the dad, and maybe these people would have a conversation about it, a father and daughter, potentially. Maybe he could explain the situation and say that it was more complex, and maybe she misinterpreted it as a 5-year-old. I don't know. Maybe they could come to some kind of awesome understanding, and this story could be, you know, a really good story. Well, actually, no.
I discovered that my daughter, Maddie, has made a video about me.
Honestly, I'm really confused as to whose side I'm on. I want to just go through it and then we'll discuss it because this shit is so entertaining. The Benihana responded to the video on Twitter and it has like 9 minutes long. Look at this smug bastard. This is so funny. It's such a funny idea. A father exposing a daughter for her funny trauma TikTok, her viral funny trauma TikTok. Anyways, let's get into it. This man, Ben Hart, aka Benihana, or Maddie's father, he talks about how he woke up to a bunch of comments calling him a deadbeat father and more. By the way, check out the Bitcoin shirt.
Okay, I wake up at 6 a.m. to do some work. I get my coffee. I sit down. I open my computer. And what am I greeted with? Well, hundreds of comments calling me a deadbeat dad, a child abandoner, and all manner of other insults. So I think, what's this all about? Well, after a few minutes of investigation, I discover that my daughter, Maddie, has made a video about me.
I think it's important to note that he's defending himself from the deadbeat comments while wearing a Bitcoin shirt. He does some investigation and traces the video back to his daughter's TikTok account and her storytime video. He claims she has millions of followers, which I could not find that. She has what appears to be 71,000, or as I said earlier, 71,000 million.
Okay, in many ways I love this video. And of course, I love my daughter Maddie. And we get along great, at least I think we do. But a few corrections are in order, or at least a few things that need to be put in context.
He then gets a bit personal and states that he understands where she's coming from because from a 5-year-old's perspective, she might see him as abandoning the family.
I can see that as a 5-year-old, Maddie would see her dad as having abandoned the family. One day I was living there, the next day I wasn't. And that will look like abandonment to a child. But married couples do get divorced about half the time in America.
Divorces happen all the time. People have to live under different roofs. There's separation. I write roofs. Isn't that the money that Indians use? He talks about the medical bill claim that she makes multiple times during her video, stating the amount that he gave to her mother in child support and just in totality. That's a lot of money. I wonder if it was in Bitcoin. How did this man get so much money?
Maddie's mom, my ex-wife, got $2 million at the get-go. Out of the gate, a lump sum payment. Plus, I was paying her $18,000 per month in child support and alimony. This was later reduced to $12,000 per month. And of course, I paid health insurance and out-of-pocket medical costs. I also put $600,000 into the kids' college fund. In all, I paid out about $5 million to my ex-wife to cover costs for her and the kids.
That's a lot of money. He has a lot of money. That's a lot to give to someone. He admits at 4 minutes 52 seconds that he played a crucial part in the divorce. He was 70% at fault. At least he's honest.
Was I at fault in the divorce? Yeah, I would say I was about 70% at fault. I own that. Maddie's mom and I were really not compatible in many ways. We were compatible in some ways, but not in other ways.
That is baller. The way he's sitting there in that chair, he really does look like the type of guy who's just honest. He then goes on to say that he doesn't regret marrying her mom because then Maddie would have never been born. Thank you for the biology lesson, Mr. Crypto Man.
Do I regret marrying Maddie's mom? No, absolutely not. If I had not married Maddie's mom, Maddie and her 3 siblings would not have been born. They would not have existed.
He then goes on to state that all of his children are extremely successful and he's proud of them equally. Maddie is a screenwriter in Hollywood. Her older sister Tori is a partner at a hedge fund on Wall Street and she's getting rich. Yay! He also then makes the point that he gets along with all of his kids, including his daughter Maddie. So he didn't abandon his kids for breakdancing. He states that he was in the advertising business and he built an ad agency, and that's how he was able to give so much money to his ex-wife, which is fair. Nobody gets rich off breakdancing. Maybe some people do, but it's like, gotta be not that many.
I did not abandon the family for breakdancing. I have a career. I'm in the advertising business. Maddie's mom and I separated in 2004 and divorced in 2005. I took up breakdancing entirely by accident in 2012.
He then decides to just show off as an old man and says, hey, is anyone wondering if I can breakdance? I'll go ahead and give it a try. Busting a move in his home while filming an exposed reaction to his daughter on Twitter. What the fuck? I need to start busting a move right here on this floor every time I'm talking about drama, right guys? I can do the worm kind of. Wow, I haven't exerted myself like that in a while.
The main point is that it's never too late to start breakdancing.
After this epic breakdancing intermission, he restates all of his points, and he says at first he didn't like the video because all the comments calling him out and that it was misleading, essentially.
So the bottom line is this. At first, I really did not like Maddie's video at all. But I was biased by all the negative comments that I was greeted with at 6 a.m. in the morning in my social media feed. But the more I watched the video, the more I like it.
He says he understands her point of view and basically just blames it on her bitch mother. You know, that's what she told him. Your father abandoned us. Maybe this guy is just adding a bunch of zeros to shit. Like he said she had millions of followers and this had tens of millions of views. Maybe instead of it being $5 million, it was 50,000. So I don't know. We'll see. Well, we probably won't see.
And her video certainly is true from her perspective, even though a few details are off. No doubt because of what she heard from her mom.
Even if he's not entirely truthful, who knows what the truth is? I'd say he's handling this pretty great, and this is some funny shit. He's not getting angry. He's not calling her out. Even I think she did a great job as well. He thinks it'd be a great movie plot, which I agree. He says that she's a screenplay writer for Hollywood, so she could make this whole thing a movie, and I'm sure he'd want to be casted as the father, the 65-year-old father.
And I do think it's a great storyline that a 54-year-old dude left his family to pursue breakdancing, even if not quite true, factually.
He then talks about the comments again and says that he likes some of them and starts reading out his favorites.
This one is from someone named Ro, and she says, my mom abandoned me as a kid to join a Renaissance fair across the country. This is from Maria. I didn't know my dad was bald until my mom knocked his toupee off in a fight when I was 10. My mom didn't know he was bald then until that moment. This is from Diane. In foster care mandated therapy, the therapist told me I had abandonment issues and then stopped showing up to the sessions. I never saw her again.
He goes on to say that he loves her and says that she's really talented and to keep doing what she's doing. And after all, you know, this is what it's all about. And then after all that, what do you know? He starts to bust a move again, dude. His outro is just him hitting it. Busting moves. What the fuck? I cannot believe this is real. Dude's busting moves and he's 66 years old. He can spit on his fucking head. That shit's crazy. His post got a lot of attention on the quite literal opposite of TikTok, which is Twitter or X or whatever. He even got a comment from the hero Elon Music. You are awesome. Thank you, Elon. I'm a huge fan of you. Hashtag Tesla and hashtag Bitcoin are my 2 biggest investments. Here's the guy's profile though. It's interesting. You can definitely read a little bit into who he is, especially the Bitcoin thing alone is like, I mean, there's only a certain type of person who reps Bitcoin on their shirts. Hashtag Bitcoin Expanal. Feed a maximalist. I like that. World's oldest actively competing breakdancer, 65. Wouldn't brag about that. Just kidding. Definitely brag about it because it's badass. Elon fan. Challenging the narrative. I follow back. His post has around 11 million views at this point, at the point of recording this, which is fucking mind-boggling. To be fair, views on Twitter, they're a little different than views on TikTok. And views on TikTok are a little different than views on YouTube, let's say, for example. So, by the way, the dad's also a YouTuber. He's got a pretty epic YouTube channel where he teaches you how to be Mr. Moneybags, and he did upload that thing. He loves breakdancing. It's interesting. The number one habit keeping smart people poor: spending money on stuff.
The S&P 500 as an index as a whole has returned an average.
Seeing that Benihana responded, Maddie took to Elon Musk's greatest enemy, TikTok, and she responded to a comment which says, "It seems like Ben is a cool guy." The comment exactly says, "Why do y'all feel so comfortable coming online and trashing your family? Especially lying about it. Ben seems like a cool dude. Do you want to be included in a groups of people with actual deadbeat dads?" That's a good point, honestly, because I wouldn't consider him a deadbeat father. Monetarily, definitely not a deadbeat, judging by the Bitcoin shirt. It's possible to be a deadbeat father and have money, I feel like, right? You could just be a bad father. In general, I don't really know. In Maddie's response video, she says that it's crazy that her dad responded and that she and her family think he's delusional for believing that he has a great relationship with his children.
But I know my dad posted like a 10-minute video or whatever being like, you know, my daughter's lying. We have a great relationship. I have a great relationship with all my kids. That's just objectively not true. Like, guys, we're all freaking out about this in my family group chat right now. We're being like, he's so unhinged and delusional.
She then accuses him of lying, which is hilarious. And she says that she doesn't know if he's delusional about the relationship or if he's just lying. Like, if he's generally, he thinks they have a good relationship or he's lying. She starts dropping some hammers on him a little bit here, says that she was talking about the situation the lightest way possible and that in reality it was way more traumatic than she made it seem, okay?
I don't want to get into this. Like, again, like my video was basically like sanitizing the situation and like poking fun at the lightest parts of that childhood trauma. But obviously in real life, it was a lot more like complicated and traumatic, and it was really hard. He left us, immediately married another woman. We didn't hear from him for years. And then he would visit every few months and we'd go out to dinner, but like, he truly had no hand in raising us.
She made it seem like her dad was just some silly, goofy breakdancer who abandoned their family. Apparently it was worse. I don't fucking know, because that is pretty silly and goofy, to be honest. Now, importantly, in regard to the medical bill claim where she says he didn't pay any of her medical bills, she says that this has nothing to do with the arrangement that he had with her mom, his ex-wife. She was talking about going to college and having medical expenses and then asking for help and then him denying her.
Like, I honestly don't know the nitty-gritty of the financial situation. I really, really don't. But I do know that several times I've asked him for financial help with medical expenses, like especially like in college, and he wouldn't help me. So that's what I was referring to in my video when I was like, he wouldn't pay some of my medical bills.
Hey, bud, welcome to the real world. At least you have a parent with money that can help. Is this a Nepo baby moment? Are we witnessing the fall of civilization directly in front of us? I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. I'm eating nuts right now. I'm eating nuts. They're high in many different micronutrients. Towards the end of this little response video, she says she may delete it because she's too hard kombuchas in, which is an absolutely fucking obnoxious Nepo baby drink.
I'll probably delete this in the morning, but I'm, you know, 2 hard kombuchas in, and so I feel the need to kind of defend me and my family's like POV. Bottom line is, this guy was a completely absent father. He's like, I was just a bike ride away from those kids. And it's like, not once did any of us ever take a bike ride to his house. I don't think I've ever been in his house ever.
She also says that she could have made him look way worse. Is that a threat? Wow. I love family drama.
So this whole thing is so bizarre. Like, I'm so surprised that he responded to my video because I'm just like, damn, I could have actually made you seem like way worse than I made you seem. Like, in my video, I just made you seem like such a whimsical, funny guy. Like,
I don't know who to believe, honestly. I don't know. I'm leaning more towards Maddie, in all honesty. Regardless of the potential of her being a Nepo baby and stuff, I think Bitcoin people are fucking obnoxious. And, you know, I don't know. What do you guys think? Comment down below. I want to know all your thoughts. If you check out the comment section of her video, you can get a little bit more context. She's responding to a lot of comments, such as this one. Everyone be viewing this guy that left his family wedded into Dada just talking about it, just mental for me. He's a guy. He's probably, you know, he probably loves crypto. He's taking the guy's side, just inherently confirmation bias, etc. Yes, it's making me feel horrible, especially when I share the nicest version of events. Could have said so much worse, but that's my mom business to share, not mine. You, I don't have a relationship with him. Him, nuh-uh, I the best. Weird men. Points were made, he wins. People calling me a liar? When he's the one who's saying we have a good relationship? Meanwhile, I have him blogged right now. So who the fuck's at fault? Who's lying? Who's a freak motherfucker? We know for sure that Maddie is moderately famous on TikTok, and he is a D-list Bitcoin breakdancing celebrity. I'm on his side. Just kidding. I don't know. But who is the victim? Who's at fault? I don't know. Is it Maddie for stirring this internal family turmoil up and posting a trauma video? I mean, that's, you know, there's no fault there. Maybe there is for posting it for TikTok engagement views. I don't really know. I don't have a problem with it. Or is it Benihana, the man with the Twitter account that is shared with his wife, who has pictures of himself with past presidents and his books about Bitcoin and other various things. He's an interesting guy. He's known for busting it down dirt nasty style. I mean, it's kind of hard to see either one of these individuals as right or wrong. It's really easy to empathize with Maddie, in all honesty, because it must suck as a 5-year-old feeling like you don't have a father, regardless of whether or not the person was there or absent. There's a reason someone feels a certain way that they do. Could be a chip on their shoulder, whatever. We have no idea. We're not going to be here at 5 years old. Maybe it does make a killer story, though, to make shit up like that. So I also empathize a bit with Ben. You know, if you're misunderstood and you try to do your best, or you see your life as what you did as being the best, supposedly living a mile down the road, frequently seeing them paying north of $5 million in child support and shit, only to have your daughter roast you on TikTok. I don't really know. Regardless of that, they both are kind of fucking weird because they decided to do this online, which is very odd. I have honestly no fucking idea what's going on. Benihana loves crypto, and Maddie is selling shirts using a Google form in her link tree, which is really, really, really weird. Selling these t-shirts. Sign up or enter all your info, and I'll email you this week when I have the official pricing. I'll email you with pricing plus my Venmo, and once you pay, I'll ship yours out. I don't know if she's gonna be making them herself, but it doesn't cost $30 to make a shirt. I'm not gonna try to make a profit on these, but I'm going to use a small business printing place on my street, so it may be a little bit more expensive than like custom ink. Custom ink would cost you like $13, $14, $15. This is a crazy markup for a shirt. Doesn't cost that much to make a shirt. Anyways, this is the type of shit that I actually enjoy on TikTok and Twitter, and the type of story that blows my mind that it's real. Go ahead and comment down below. Let me know what you think. Is it fabricated? Is it legit? I don't fucking know. And honestly, at the end of the day, I do kind of care. I want to see what happens.